Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video we are talking about Dark Glasses. This is an Italian film which I watched on Shudder. It came out last year, 2022, and this film is about a woman named Diane who is a high-class full-service sex worker, and if I'm using that term incorrectly, I apologize, but that is how she is described. She is blinded in a car accident where she is running from a serial killer who is going after other sex workers. In the accident, she ends up killing the parents of a young Chinese boy who through events ends up actually in her care. Now, what I liked about this film, we do see Diana just living life. We see different aspects of her life. We see her out enjoying things. We see the different aspects of her work. At one point, there is a scene where we see her with this gentleman who is actually quite kind to her, very respectful of her. And then we do see situations where it is the opposite. We see about two situations where she deals with men, including one where she full-on fights off this guy who is trying to get her to do things that she does not agree to do. And I love that it showed that aspect of sex work, that just because it's something that she's getting paid to do doesn't mean that she has to do it, or that she could be forced into doing it. I really liked that. I liked the fact that we see her being this strong woman in that, and just being a person. And then we see the accident happen. We also do see one other woman that is killed, which we do come to find out that Diana was actually supposed to be his fourth victim. We see her, even after the accident, adapting to life as being blind. Now, granted, as a seeing person, I can't judge those aspects of this film and the way it handled dealing with someone who is blind, but we see her have this person that comes in and helps her adapt. She ends up getting this guide dog who also doubles as a protector, which I thought was really cool and interesting. It comes into play a few times throughout the film. Now, what I didn't like about the film, the tagline for it, as it reads on Shudder, is to hunt the serial killer who blinds her, Diana must use a young boy as her eyes. Now, that itself leads me to believe that this is going to be a film where we have this woman and this young boy who hunt down this killer. I went into this, and maybe that's my own fault, but I went into this with the idea that this was going to be sort of like a revenge film, that we were going to see this badass woman and this young boy hunt down this man and get them. That is not at all how this film ends up playing out. We end up having Diane be hunted down by this killer, and it kind of starts happening. The movie is about an hour and 25. It starts happening roughly around the 50-minute mark, where you feel like things are going to start getting real interesting and real intense. And there are definitely parts and there are definitely scenes. It is graphic at points, but really from that kind of 50-minute mark on through the rest of the film is her running away from this killer who's going after her. It is revealed to us at one point why he knows where she lives, which I had kind of seen coming when I won't give a spoiler away, but we are introduced to the killer earlier on in the film. We don't know that he's the killer yet. I kind of saw that coming. I was like, is this where it's gonna happen? Is this where it's gonna start? But then that character disappears for a while. So, and of course reappears towards the end of the film, but he does go to her house to try to find her. She's not there. He's led to where she's hiding out, and it continues from there with him hunting her down, and her just running from him. And I just was not a fan of that. I didn't really liked the way that played out. It wasn't what I was expecting. Like I said, I was expecting this to be this kind of revenge film where they're hunting him down instead of the other way around, or he's hunting them down and they're running from him. And even in the end, we don't really have a blowout like fight scene between her and him. She ends up not even really being the one to get him, which I would have loved. I think that that would have been really cool, especially because we do see her when she has her vision still fighting off a guy. And in the end, by the end of the film, she is just still kind of this victim of her circumstances and of this man and what he did to her. Now, I will say the way that he gets his got is really cool. I won't spoil that in case you haven't seen the film, because it is still really cool. But just wasn't what I was expecting, and honestly, I was just disappointed. I think that it could have been a lot better if they, and a lot cooler if she had been able to be the one to kind of hunt him down and get her revenge instead of just being this victim all the way from the minute she's like blinded all the way till pretty much the end of the film. Aside from, you know, like I said, I like that we see her adapt to not having vision, and that part was, I thought, cool. Again, I am a person who thinks, so I can't really say whether or not it's accurate representation or not, but I thought that that part was done well. Just the rest of the film and the way the horror aspects of it played out, I was just not that big of a fan of. So, unfortunately, not a big fan of this film. I gave it about 2 skulls on Shudder. I haven't written up my Letterboxd review, but I'll probably do same thing, maybe like 2 out of 5 on there. So if you have seen this film, let me know what your thoughts were on it. If you did enjoy it, let me know why. And I hope that you did enjoy this quick little review. If you did, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more horror and spooky related content. Quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you all so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you want to know the perks to being a Patreon, there is links in the description below, along with all of my other social media. And I will see you all again later with another video. Bye!